Now here we have the number of things created in day 5. Birds you're most familiar with. Fish, not quite as familiar with that. Insects you're not familiar with at all. I hate that 920,000 species of insects were created in day 5, but God knew what he was doing. I must note that these are round numbers. Like we show 10,000 birds created, from hawks, pigeons, bluebirds. You can name all the birds you can think of, if you can get up to 10,000 possibly. But there's probably more than that. Scientists are finding new species all the time. So these are round numbers. Well, let's move to day 6. Animals and man created. Genesis 1, verses 24 and 25. And God said, "Let the land produce living creatures according to their kinds, livestock creatures that move along the ground, and wild animals, each according to its kind." And it was so. God made the wild animals according to their kinds, the livestock according to their kinds, and all the creatures that move along the ground according to their kinds. And God saw that it was good. Now, how many times was kinds mentioned? 5 times in these 2 verses. These verses only recount the creation of the animals that God created. Later on, I'll read the verses in which man, the human beings, were created. These are the numbers. You've probably seen a bunch of animals, mostly in the zoo. There's 6,000 species as far as we know. Here's some of them in this picture. Man is one of those species, one of those 6,000 species, the most important species. Reptiles you don't know too much about, 8,000 species. Worms we don't know hardly anything about, 20,000 species, and amphibians 6,000. So on day 6, approximately 40,000 species were created.
The account of day 6 of creation is written in Genesis chapter 1, verses 24 through 26. And God said, "Let the land produce living creatures according to their kinds, livestock creatures that move along the ground, and wild animals each according to its kind." And it was so. God made the wild animals according to their kinds, the livestock according to their kinds, and all the creatures that move along the ground according to their kinds. And God saw that it was good. Then God said, "Let us make man in our image, in our likeness, and let them rule over the fish of the sea and the birds of the air, over the livestock, over the earth, and over all the creatures that move along the ground." In these verses, the word kinds was mentioned 5 times. 4 types of species were created in day 6. Their common names are animals, reptiles, worms, and amphibians.